Hello, welcome to Deccan Chronicle. Today we are here at AIG Hospitals, Gachibowli, where they have launched a new ZAP-X, the neurosurgery platform. And here we have John Adler, sir, who is the inventor behind this platform. So let us know more about this. Hello, sir. Would you like to explain us about this platform?
Well, the ZAP-X is a technology that delivers a treatment we refer to as radiosurgery, sometimes stereotactic radiosurgery, and it is a ultra precise form of radiation that penetrates through the head and concentrates the radiation inside what's mostly tumors and allows us to destroy the tumor, get rid of it without opening the head at all. So it is a non-invasive type of brain surgery.
So how many like this platforms do we have in the world?
There's about 35 other ZAP-Xs in the world today. The technology is a little 5 to 6 years old. There's another 45 that are slated to be installed over the next couple of years. But it's now starting to grow quite quickly, and we're excited to be here at AIG in South India.
How expensive is it otherwise, and how do we cut down to our normal people in India?
Well, the ZAP-X is very inexpensive. No, it is actually a meaningful outlay of capital to buy the ZAP-X and set up a facility. But if you run a very busy center and you can literally treat 2,000 patients a year or more, the cost becomes very, very small, and hospitals can definitely make money, and patients can be charged a relatively modest amount of money, even by Indian standards. Oh, the capacity, we don't even know what the capacity is. I mean, it's theoretically, if you were to run the machine 24 hours a day, you could treat 3,000 patients a year. So the costs for each patient to cover the installation and the purchase of the machine becomes maybe just a few $100s. And that requires, of course, incredible efficiency, but that's what India is so good at. India is very good at taking advanced technology, which many times are relatively expensive, and making them cost effective by utilizing them thoroughly. And that's what I believe the ZAP-X enables, and that's what I expect to happen here. So in the end, the ZAP-X is still much cheaper than other competing technologies, but it is ultimately the utilization in India that makes it cost effective for everyday patients.
Sir, we are also told that there are researches being done on other than neurosurgery. So, what would you like to tell about what are the researches and further we can see surgeries about this platform?
Well, I think the research you're referring to goes beyond the treatment of tumors. So this technology as developed today is primarily created to treat all kinds of brain tumors. Virtually every type of brain tumor, to some extent, can be treated by the ZAP-X, some more successfully than others, some also combined with open surgery. But what's exciting for me, and I think hopefully the world is large, is that we now realize, and myself and my company and some colleagues are leading this research to show that lower dose radiation, much, much lower dose radiation, doesn't kill anything. It doesn't kill tumors. It doesn't kill the brain, but it does change the activity of the brain. And so now it's possible to take a brain that is misfunctioning, someone that maybe has suffered from depression or addiction, and there are other pain disorders. When the brain is not working right, we refer to these as functional brain disorders. We now have a tool, we believe, in the ZAP-X to treat many, many of these disorders. And previously, we've had no treatments for them. But the ZAP-X enables us to change the activity of key circuits deep in the middle of the brain without damaging anything. And so we've just started clinical trials to look at depression, but soon we're starting now for addiction, and I hope that AIG is going to be part of these studies as well.
Okay. So my last question would be on the age and also the size of the tumors being treated.
Well, there's a spectrum of sizes of tumors that can be treated with the ZAP-X. It depends a little on the type of the tumor. It also depends a little bit on the location of the tumor. But as a general principle, the smaller the tumor, the smallest tumors are most easily and almost painlessly and with almost zero complications treated with the ZAP-X. The biggest tumors, and tumors can be bigger than my fist, still require open surgery. And what we do for the biggest tumors is we get rid of the bulk of the tumor where it's safe to get rid of, and then you leave the most challenging parts of the tumor deep in the brain, in and around the most dangerous parts of the brain anatomy for the ZAP-X. So we have always thinking a combination of radiosurgery for small areas where they're most dangerous, open surgery for the biggest tumors. But with modern techniques, even tumors as big as 4, 4.5, maybe even 5 centimeters can be treated entirely with the ZAP-X. So it's only the biggest of biggest tumors that still require largely just an open surgery.
And the age?
Oh, any age. I mean, well, generally, no, I would generally argue that after the age of 2.5 to 3, the skull is pretty much formed. Radiation is not injurious to the children's brain. And so after 2.5, 3 to 100 years old, 110, there is no upper limit.
Technical training for this, or is your team conducting some training to doctors or the radiology team?
Well, all doctors need to have proper training before they use this technology. Now, the most important training is not just with our machine, it's with the field of stereotactic radiosurgery. You need to understand how to target in the brain, what the limitations of radiosurgery, how to select patients, and that kind of knowledge takes experience and generally requires some work at a prior radiosurgical facility. But once you've mastered that, it just takes a matter of a week to understand how to use the ZAP-X, and the ZAP company provides that kind of training specifically for our machine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ollie. I hope you